Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice.
She was forced. But you're so happy to be here. The other day, I asked you if it was weird coming into your last camp. Do you feel like there's a different feeling to meetings and meals? Like, does it feel all a little bit more nostalgic to you?
Not yet. So, okay, the only thing that felt like it clicked in, I was packing at home. And I was like, I'm packing for my last national team camp. This is weird. Like, it's here. But in the meetings and stuff, not yet, because I still just want to beat Australia twice.
Never lose the competitor. It's
No.
never going to go
No.
away.
No, it's
no
not.
matter what you
No.
do. No matter what you do, it's
No.
always going to be there. Packing for camp is something that you'll never have to do again. What does that feel like?
Well, you saw my bags. I overpacked.
2 bags.
I'm staying in Vancouver. It's
Better
not
than
my
3
fault.
bags.
Okay. Honestly, what was the question?
Was it sad?
No,
What was it like
no.
to pack your bags?
No, it's not. This is like, everyone keeps asking me, like, are you emotional about it? And it's like, I think come the game in Vancouver, I will be emotional. Like, seeing my family, seeing my friends, seeing all the people that have helped me along the way, past teammates, that will be sad. But I'm like ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've literally given everything to this sport and this team for as long as I can remember, and I'm good.
She's ready. So you speak of former teammates, family, all the people that have been there this whole time. You were 16 when you joined the national team.
Oh my God.
Take us back there. What do you remember? What were the things that you would have never expected to experience on the national team?
Well, I remember, like, speaking of packing, I remember packing for my first trip, and it was to Portugal, and I didn't have luggage. I was like,
You literally didn't own a suitcase?
I had duffel bags, and so I asked my dad for his luggage, and it was like the oldest leather. I'm like, it was like.
Did you show up to camp with that?
Yeah, I didn't come from money. I was like, this is what we're traveling in.
Whatever
okay.
works.
Like, Canada didn't give me a bag. So that it's funny we talk about packing, because I still remember being embarrassed about that. What am I gonna miss?
What do you what's different? What were the things that you went into that camp, or the first couple years in the national team, the early years in the national team, and you thought, what was that like? What is it like now? What were the things you would have never expected to experience?
When I was first on the national team, I was in high school, so it just felt like it wasn't my job. This sounds so bad, but playing for the national team is kind of like what I did in my spare time, because I was in high school, still playing youth club soccer. It didn't feel like it does now, where you talk about what didn't I expect. I always hoped that the women's game would arrive at where it is now. There's still a lot of work to do. Obviously, you fight the good fight too. But honestly, during my time on the national team, I never thought we'd be where we are now, where fighting for equality with the men. Youngsters coming up through the program now, you know what, deciding not to go to university and going straight to pro. Players not having to have second jobs to fund their soccer career. I honestly never thought that was going to happen, and it's been amazing to see.
So when you look back over the 23 years that you've been on the team, I don't know what I was doing at 16. I definitely was not packing to go to my first national team camp. But when you look across those 23 years, you mentioned the off-the-field fight. There's obviously plenty of on-the-field things to talk about, but what do you think's been the most rewarding for you across that journey from 16 to now?
Honestly, it's the connections I've made. I'm a competitor. I love winning. I love putting in the grunt work and trying to get better and trying to help the team get better, but it's the connections I've made every single year along this journey, whether it's when I was 16 and Randy Hermes kind of took me under her wing, and we're still friends, or obviously the vets that have become my best buds, and then to see the next generation of players come through, like yourself and Jesse and Quinn, and to have the connection I have with you guys as well. We say within the national team, like, we have a great culture, but like, I honestly believe it, and we live it every single day, and it's those connections that when I'm done playing that will last forever, that will mean the most.
Well, I think when you arrive at the game in Vancouver in just a few days, you'll see how much those connections have meant to other people as well. I'm happy I get to be part of it from this side, but I know there's plenty of people that are on the other side now that will be there to help celebrate. Again, kind of going back through the 23 years that you've been on the team, when you hear yourself referred to as a legend, or the GOAT, as they say. Everyone's a GOAT these days. You do one thing, you become a GOAT. But
everybody's a GOAT.
When you hear the word legend associated with your name, I know you so well, and I know that you don't see yourself that way, as everybody else does. But what does it mean to you? How does it make you feel when you're sitting here 23 years later, all the accolades, all the titles, all the 300 and some games that you've played for the national team? How does that make you feel to hear that word?
Uncomfortable?
I could have told you that.
but proud. You know, I've been very fortunate in my career. I think I joined the team at the right time when a coach was willing to take a risk on a bunch of youth players. And then I've been on the journey for a long time, and just to be able to evolve with the game, play as a 9, play as a 4, like a winger, play as an attacking midfielder, and like be able to adapt to that. And just like, I'll never forget 2012. Like, our team motto was to inspire the next generation, and that's something I think I look back, like myself, Dee, like Rian, like we're most proud of that. I mean, I remember Jesse telling me, like, I watched 2012 and that was my like aha moment, and to now be teammates. So if I'm remembered as a legend, I hope it's because of that. I hope it's like for the growth of the game.
Well, I think it will be for a lot of things, but you can check that one off of the list. Speaking of the Olympics in 2012 and the hat trick, I have a question. Have you ever surprised yourself scoring a goal that you didn't think that you would be able to score? Like, we talked about this the other day. Some of the goals, like in the Premier League, and these like world-class goals that players seem to score what looks like super easily. And I've seen you do that plenty of times. But has there ever been a time where you're like, I can't believe I just did that?
Yeah, there's one that like definitely sticks out. It was in the Carolina Marachi era, and we were in Brazil, playing against Brazil in like that Christmas tournament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fun times. And we were losing. We were down to 10 players, and we were all so tired. And the tank like played me a ball. I was on the right hand side. She played me a ball. I must have been like 25, 30 yards out. I was so tired. I'm like, I'm just shooting. Like left foot, and it like, as soon as I hit it, I'm like, that's going in. Like,
I love that feeling.
It was like top corner off the post and in. And it was like left foot, like no. And it was literally one of those where you're just hitting it and hoping for the
Swinging
best.
your leg and hoping for the best.
I couldn't do that ever again. But yeah.
Okay, well,
that was the one. That was the one. Like, I'm a poacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And that was one that was like, okay, that was sick.
That obviously upper 90 world-class finish, something you feel like you didn't do a whole lot in your career. But as someone that's played with you for so long now, I've always admired the way that you simplify the game. And I think as the game has developed, obviously very different than when you started at 16, how have you been able to keep the game so simple for so long and score as many goals as you have?
Okay, so I think like in front of goal, because I get asked this all the time, like,
I'm not supposed to ask questions that you get asked
no,
all
but
the
people
time.
are like, you
it's the
score
secret
goals.
sauce. Give me
what
the
do you-
secret sauce.
I've always been calm in front of goal, and I don't know why. I don't know how. I like to think it's all the time I spent as a kid with a ball at my feet, like just hammering it off the like cement wall in our backyard. But like goal scoring has always come naturally. Like people talk about like they panic or they rush or they think they have to, and for me it just seemed like the game seems to slow down in that moment, and I don't know why. Wish I could explain it. Can't.
It's legendary stuff.
I don't
You have
know.
the secret sauce and you can't even explain what it is. How am
Yeah.
I supposed to get it
And
if you
then-
can't explain what it is?
I don't know.
Give
But
it to me.
then in terms of the game, like I've always been a simple player. Like I'm not your 1v1 like specialist by any means, but I like to think I do the simple things well and consistently.
Well, it's worked out for you.
It's been okay.
It's been okay. Do you think your record will ever be broken? Be honest.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what records are
I
made
don't
for.
think it's going to be broken anytime soon.
That's what
Let's
records
just
are made
let's
for,
just
you
clear
know?
that up
Like-
right there. But with the talent coming up the ranks, you never know.
Yeah,
But
right.
I don't think it's going to be done anytime soon, if ever, in my personal opinion.
Okay, we'll see.
One of your favorite places to spend time is your cabin. So, years from now, maybe not years from now, maybe in the more near future, when you're sitting there with a cup of coffee or a double espresso over ice,
She knows my coffee.
what are going to be the moments that you look back and cherish the most?
I think it's easy to say like winning gold and that like, you know, that moment of ecstasy that we all felt, like just like disbelief. So I think that's the easy answer, but honestly it's going to be the things that the camera never saw, or the fans never saw, the coffee trips, you know, in the morning, or meals, bus rides, things like that like you can't explain, and it's meant so much to I think everyone on the team, building those friendships and just like how much fun we have, like the sheer like laughter and like the gut wrench like cackles that you hear. Yeah, it's just knowing that this team has such a special culture and environment where people can truly be themselves and flourish, while also trying to compete and win everything.
Those are definitely my favorite moments. The unplanned, spontaneous, fun experiences that
Yeah.
we just seem to create on this team
Yeah.
because of those connections.
I think
like
I think the COVID Olympics and like other teams
Oh.
hating their lives stuck in hotels, and we were like having dance parties. I remember Desi on like the circle like couch like doing things inappropriate. But like we were having the time of our lives there.
literally
and
didn't go
everyone
outside for,
else
like 48 hours.
was hating it. And it's the environment we create and the connections we have and how much fun we have together, I think, that won us that gold.
Yeah, I think it's pretty special that we spent 60 some days together in a row, and I think by the end I don't think anybody wanted to leave.
No, it was
That was
crazy.
really special. So the titles and the accolades and the championships and all of those things, do you have a favorite game that you've ever played in?
Favorite
There's a lot of them to choose
game.
from.
I think I have a favorite like environment, like in the opening game of 2015. Just being able to play at home in front of, I think it was like 60,000 fans at Commonwealth, and coming off the back of 2012 and the expectation that the country had for us. And yeah, it's one of the moments I'll never forget. It's just walking out in that stadium and just being like, holy cow, like this is amazing. And then to win the game, yeah, it's just proud Canadian moment right there.
As I've gotten to know you better, I understand how important family is to you. You've got 2 young nieces who are absolutely the light of your life. When you think about who you were at their age and what you would have said to yourself in this position about this journey that you're about to go on for the next 25 years, what would you say to yourself?
You know, they're not so little anymore. I might be
know.
taller than you. Honestly, I think it would just be like never lose the love of the game. Like, I think for so long, like once I made the national team, like I put so much pressure on myself. Like, you know me, I'm a perfectionist. Like, yeah, just to like not stress so much, enjoy the journey. There's been countries, I mean, this sport has allowed us to travel the world and see some of the most amazing places. And there's places I don't even have a picture of. Like, I can't remember where I've been. So, yeah, just take the time to enjoy it. Take the time to, like, yeah, savor it.
Family. You and I share the unfortunate connection of losing parent. What has this journey meant to you to go through what you've gone through, to have your family so close? If you could say something to your parents,
Oh, God.
what would it be?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, literally they gave my brother and I like the best life, the best childhood. I wouldn't be sitting here with you without them, and not only them, but like my aunts and uncles. Like, we have such a close-knit family, which you will get to see in Vancouver when all 50 of them are out there. But yeah, I think just a massive thank you, and that come that game in Vancouver, like, I hope that I've made them proud. They were just always my biggest support, and hope I've made them proud.
I think you can be pretty sure that you have.
Oh, you don't know them. They might have been like, well, remember that game?
If I know you, then I definitely know them.
Yeah.
So in front of these 50 plus family members, are you even going to be able to think about playing the game when you step on the field in Vancouver?
Yes, because like,
I don't even know why I'm asking that question. The first thing you answered in this thing was we just want to beat Australia.
yeah, no, I think, look, I've made a promise to myself that, especially the game in Vancouver, I'm going to allow myself to enjoy it, allow myself to like
Feel the emotions.
to not feel the emotions, but like take everything in and share the moment with teammates, with family and friends that have been on the same journey I've been on. But man, I really want to end my career with a win.
I think the team can make that
like,
happen for
like
you.
That's like why I want to ask.
There's been, I remember very distinctly, in the build-up to France in 2019, we had, I don't know if you remember this, there was this pillar in the middle of our meeting room, and we had to write on sticky notes what we wanted to feel or do in that tournament, and stick the sticky notes on the wall. And I remember I walked around the pillar, and I put my sticky note on, and Kadisha was behind me. And she said to me, I just don't want to let sink down.
Fool.
And I'll never forget the way she said it in her voice. And I know that feeling because I have the same one. And it's really special to have a teammate that you hold in such high regard, that you respect so much, that you never want to let them down. And so what has it been like for you to lead these teammates for the 23 years that you've been on the team? How does that make you feel? What are the emotions when you put the captain's armband on before you walk out?
Honestly, like, I've had the best teammates that like anyone could ask for, and like it like breaks my heart to hear like what Keish wrote. Because like each player on this team is friggin' amazing, and like there's no, like, it's such a sense of pride to wear the armband for this team, but it literally is a coin toss, which I'm really bad at.
I didn't know that.
So bad. Because this team is just full of leaders, full of winners, full of people that, like, you could put them in, like, any environment, any job, and they'd be successful. And to have been able to lead this team for as long as I have, symbolically, yeah, it's been one of the great honors of my life. But man, for this team, it's just the beginning. Like, you guys are gonna go on. You're gonna win that World Cup. Like, I have no doubt in this team and the ability in each and every player. Like, yeah, I mean, honestly, like, it's just beginning for you guys, and I cannot wait to see what you guys accomplish.
The torch is being passed on.
It is.
How do you want us to carry this team forward?
Oh, proudly, like, honestly, like, not to change a thing, in the sense of, yeah, proud Canadians, you know what I mean? Like, continue to do the hard work, fight for each other, fight on the field, fight off the field, and then just go achieve things that others haven't.
I'll add all those things to my list.
Yeah, put it on your to-do list, okay?
To-do list is going to be quite long, but we'll go one by one. What's next?
For me?
For you.
Vacation. No, but seriously.
A long vacation.
No, I mean, obviously, you're in Portland. I want to play another year there. I think there's some unfinished business to take care of there. I mean, with the way the year ended was not ideal, I don't think, for any of us. And then, I mean, this game, it's been my life since I was 4, so people aren't getting rid of me. I'll stick around, whether it's coaching, whether it's fighting for a league. Yeah, I'll be around.
I thought we were getting rid of you.
I mean, that was my dream, was like just to like
done
back
and
out
gone
slowly and be done, but apparently it's not going to happen.
Well, I'm glad that you feel that way too, because we'll be happy to.
I'll be able to get you guys your coffees.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can open a
coffee shop.
I
know.
A traveling
for dogs,
coffee shop,
for
and
dogs.
you can be with us and Charlie.
And I will like take care of the dogs. Yes.
Wow. Well, I guess we
We're
just figured
set.
it out.
Bev, you
Figured
got
out
it?
our future.
Yeah.
Okay.
We digress.
That's all I have. We answered every question and more.
Brilliantly, I may add.
Cut.
It's a wrap.
Give me a hug.